Hi, welcome to our first video in our series, Building Blocks of Quilting. Quilting's been around for hundreds of years, so there are fundamental principles and designs that are sort of common across so many quilt designs. And so we're going to start by walking through these fundamental principles that are used across quilting. It's a great for a beginner, a great refresher for somebody who's been quilting for a long time. So today's video is all about half square triangles. So these basic blocks are a foundation for millions of quilt designs, from traditional to modern. Knowing how to use them opens up a lot of possibilities for designing your own quilts. You'll start seeing them everywhere. Half square triangles are also referred to as HSTs, and it's a simple square block that is split diagonally into two and usually uses contrast of dark and light to play and create different designs. And so what we're going to do today is walk through some of those possibilities and how to use half square triangles, and then at the end how to construct a basic half square triangle. Enjoy. So today we're going to try to recreate this block here that is made up of half square triangles. So I'm going to drag over a few different half square triangle blocks, and then all I'm going to do is rotate around these different blocks to create this block and recreate this block, which is called broken dishes. It's a very traditional block, and it just takes a second to rotate everything around to recreate the broken dishes block, and I used 4 blocks of half square triangles to create this. So now we'll take this same block that I've created and create a larger quilt from it. And so all I'm doing is repeating these same blocks across, and you can see what a dramatic impact such a simple block repeated many times can make. Now I can take that same block and actually flip it to create a star. So this is a really easy way to create the illusion of a star through using half square triangles. Again, just by flipping these blocks around, I can create this star. So this is another block called shoe fly, another very traditional quilt block, which can be easily recreated by mixing in solid squares with half square triangles to create a different type of star pattern. And depending on your interplay of light and dark, your use of fabrics, you can create lots of different looks for this very basic block, which is easy to construct. These blocks are all great to use with half square triangles. They're classic quilt blocks that you'll see in a lot of different modern and traditional designs, but they're easily constructed, as you can see, with half square triangles just by flipping and using different shades of light, dark, and medium values. Just a few ideas. Now I'm going to show you how to construct a simple half square triangle block by using a print, and in this case a dark solid like black. I simply put 2 squares on top of each other, and I used a charm pack here that's 10 inches by 10 inches pre-cut, and I'm simply going to sew on the diagonal. So by using this technique, I'm going to get 2 half square triangles out of these 2 squares. So I draw a line diagonally point to point, and then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on either side of the line. So after I've stitched my 2 lines on either side of the marked line, I'm going to cut on the marked line, the pencil line in the middle, and that's going to split my squares into 2 half square triangles. It's a really, really simple technique to make multiple at a time. Now I'm simply going to press my seams to the dark side across all of my blocks. And this is a really easy technique with a charm pack. creates big blocks. Once I'm done, I can start laying out the quilt in different formations to figure out how I'd like to design it. Again, the interplay of light and dark is really important here, and so you can continue to play until you like the result. So you can see I switched here to a pinwheel. Now I can create my shoe fly block. It's just a matter of spinning things around to get the overall effect. And then here I'm using my remaining charm blocks to fill in my solid squares. Flip my blocks again to create a friendship star. I hope you enjoyed today's video on building blocks of quilting about half square triangles. Check the link in our comments for a measurement guide for creating half square triangles and a link to our other blog posts on creating half square triangles. Enjoy!